We're taking a deep dive on camera control with the Accsoon CineView M7 monitor series.
You're watching CineD, supported by B&H and CVP.
Welcome from BSC Expo 2026. I'm here at the Accsoon booth with Colin. How are you doing?
I'm good, Nina. How are you?
All good. Busy show?
It's been absolutely mad. I mean, last year I thought it was busy. This year it's just gone wild. There's so many people here. I'm hoping it's a good sign. I think everyone's feeling business is picking up. There's a lot of films, TV shows going into production, so people are just turning up here whilst they have time before everything goes mad and just finding out what's new, what's around. And
It's always good that this show is in the winter, so I guess people are a bit less busy.
Yeah, exactly. Like February, especially in the UK, was traditionally been like kind of a lower ebb for the drama production. So I think that's why we do it in February. Actually, it's just
We're not here to talk about the weather.
No.
We're here to talk about firmware updates to the CineView M7 series, which, I mean, we've covered this product extensively. It's exciting. I mean, just for those of you who don't know it, maybe you can just give a rundown of the three products that are out there without many details.
Yeah, so the M7 is our flagship or new monitor product. It's a 7-inch 1000 nit monitor, color calibrated straight out of the factory, so very high quality. What you see is what you get. It has all of our standards features in terms of the monitoring app, but all the other things you'd expect in a monitoring app. Plus, you can do live streaming, you can do proxies internally. The Pro models are transmitters and receivers. They're switchable, so it can be your on-camera monitor and video transmitted to another monitor, or you can hand it over to your director as the director's monitor is receiving from one of our other transmitters, say another M7 Pro or Master 4 or whatever. It's a wonderful all-in-one package, the most versatile monitor, recorder, receiver thing you could possibly get on the market.
And I think one fair thing to add is that you guys actually didn't start with monitors, but you had an app for a long time that was very good.
Yeah.
That was always, just from the beginning, had a lot of monitoring features. And basically what you did is put that app onto an Android platform, right? Because this is running on Android, so it's really open. I saw some other apps are also possible to run on there, so you can do whatever, the Sony apps, for example, run through that. That's really nice.
Yeah. So the background of the company is everything we've always done is on mobile systems, so tablets, mobile phones. That was our background. So obviously when we first produced the monitor, we wanted to follow with that heritage. So it's based on an Android platform, which means it is like an Android tablet with professional hardware in and out and the professional video transmission system, but backed up by Android. Like, unlike every other monitor manufacturer that I'm aware of that uses their own bespoke OS, it's an Android. You can add other apps in. So you can run Red Control on here if you want to control your Red camera. You've got a Sony Venice, you can put the Sony monitor control app, Panasonic Lumix, whatever app you want. Somebody has put Fruit Ninja on one of them. I don't know why. They obviously get bored. It's like... It has an amazing functionality for a monitor and
it probably makes development easier by adding new features because it's on an established platform like Android. Talking about new features, you actually gave this a lot of firmware updates since it was first released already. And we're here to really talk about the camera control features, which are, for some manufacturers, those are pricey added purchases.
Yeah.
Which is not the case here. But run me through what cameras can I control and what kind of features can I control with this?
So mostly at the moment we've got a series of Nikon, Canon, and Sony cameras. The best thing to do is actually look on the website to see what is supported because we're always adding new cameras. I know for example, we've got the Canon R6 Mark II over there. We've got a Sony FX30 and a Sony FX6. And on all of them you can do touch to focus. So, you plug for the R6 and the FX30, you plug the USB-C cable into the USB-C, one of the multiple USB-C port, but the camera control port on here, and into the USB-C on the camera, and you can just touch wherever you like on the monitor, and your camera, using its own autofocus system, will then focus on that point, as if you're touching on the LCD on the camera itself. But you also can change all the key settings. You can change ISO, shutter speed, f-stop if you're using a lens that you can change the f-stop.
Does it work remotely as well with the wireless, like remote camera control?
It depends. On the FX6, the camera connection is via Wi-Fi. So that is wirelessly on the FX6. At the moment, the Canon cameras and the FX30 is wired, but we're hoping to add in like the wireless compatibility for control as well. You know, because obviously some people using the FX30, they don't want the USB-C to be used for camera control because they might need it for external power and things like that.
Is there any new additional cameras that you have on the roadmap to add to the camera control?
There's always ones that we're trying to get there. We're talking to people about, you know, we'd love to have Red Control integrated or have our SDK integrated in Red Control. We're in discussions, but, you know, a lot of it's to do with other companies, you know. Obviously, users should be lobbying the manufacturers hard to integrate it, you know.
I mean, we know that red camera control is possible, but it's probably something that the manufacturer needs to allow, right?
Yeah, exactly. It's a question of Red's agreeing to us integrating. We know it can be done. We've talked to the guys that develop Red Control, and they're like, yeah, we can add it in. We just, you know, they just need the go-ahead from Nikon to do that, you know.
Interesting, yeah. All those firmware updates were free so far. Is this going to stay this way?
I haven't heard any differently. As far as I know, you know, we've never charged for a firmware update, and I find it unlikely we will because we're a hardware company rather than an app company, you know.
So, yeah, anything else you want to add about the whole camera control topic?
I mean, there's not much more you can add. I mean, it does what it says on the tin, right? It controls the camera. What else, you know?
So one thing actually that I didn't realize, you have a third version. So there's the M7, which is the non-wireless video version, right? It doesn't have the, it's just a monitor.
Yeah, well, it's just yes and no. It's still an Android tablet, so it still has Wi-Fi built in, but it doesn't have our integrated Wi-Fi video transmitters, if that makes sense.
Which works, for example, with the Master View.
Yeah, which works with our current transmitters. So the main difference between the M7 Pro and the M7 is that you can use your M7 as a wireless monitor because all of our transmitters make their own Wi-Fi hotspot, and it will connect to that and it will monitor it, but it doesn't have the range and the stability, and it won't transmit as well, which is what this one does. But the new one is the M7H Pro, which is exactly the same as the M7 Pro, but without the SDI ports. It's just HDMI in and out only, which maybe works better for people who only use mirrorless cameras that have no SDI ports, you know.
Let's talk about pricing for those three monitors, because for the, yeah, so where do we stand here?
Pricing for the M7H Pro hasn't been finalized yet, but it's slightly unusual, I guess. So the current pricing tier is that M7 Pro is the highest one, and then the next most expensive is actually the M7, the one with SDI and HDMI but no transmitters, and then the cheapest one is the M7 Pro H Pro. So basically, removing the SDI port saves you more money than adding in the cost of adding in the additional hardware.
So probably the best deal is to get the Pro, the normal Pro, because then you have everything, and it's just, I think it's just $100 more than the normal.
It's like from bottom of the range to the top, it's like $150 difference or something like that. I mean, I don't know. I mean, for example, there other well-known influencers have said in the past that you might as well just save up for the Pro because it's like so much better. The price difference is so small, and you know, having that extra functionality is just to die for, you know.
All right, and I mean, I hope at some point we'll see a 5-inch as well.
Again, there's always plans for new products, but I can't reveal anything right now. I've not got that authorization.
All right, thank you, Colin.
No worries, man.
Have a good rest of the show. Thanks everybody for watching. Stay tuned to CineD for a lot more from BSC Expo 2026, and don't forget to like and subscribe.